We are thrilled to be joined by NBA champion, multi-time All-Star, Hall of Famer Earl the Pearl Monroe. Mr. Monroe, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Thanks to our friends at Budweiser for having you make some time for us.
Hey, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Nice to be with you.
All right, so I know that in the past that you've said that no one has been able to really emulate your shake and bake style, whether it's James Harden or anyone in today's game. Do you see any players at all that maybe picked up a few things from your game back in the day?
Wow. When I look at the game itself, I look at the game that I brought into the NBA. It's all about showtime, and that's what it was all about. I enjoy seeing all these guys play. I mean, everybody's pretty exciting. Everybody's got their own style, but when you pick up things from other people, you make it your own.
Do you have a favorite player today when you watch the games, you follow the postseason or the regular season? Is there one guy for whatever reason that really stands out to you?
Well, doing the most, I'm a guard, obviously, and so I generally look at the guards. Kyrie Irving was really something that earlier this year. He's been suffering little injuries and things of that nature, not doing too well that right now in the playoffs, but he was a guy that I would be looking at all year. But then you got other guys, on the West Coast, you got the Currys, you got the Lillards, you got the Murrays, you got so many other guys that, play well and, obviously I love to look at.
I know there's a lot of hope and a lot of optimism in New York City that the draft and free agency could lead to a turnaround for the Knicks, get them back toward the top of the game. What is your confidence level on the future for the Knicks over the next year or couple years?
Well, I feel real good about them at this point. They've put themselves in a position to have a lot of money to get free agents, and also now a chance to even get the top pick of the NBA. So I feel very good. I'm very anxious to see what the next year is going to be, and I'm quite sure it's going to be bright for the New York Knicks.
I know that when you're associated with an organization, you can't speak specifically about players and free agency. We all know who the free agents are. We all know the rumors of who might be interested in going where. Let me ask you this question, that being the case, what is the pitch just in general if you're the New York Knicks to prospective free agents? What is the pitch that says, hey, come be a part of this organization, come play in the Garden next year and the years ahead?
Well, you could go to any team and play for that team, and it'll be great. You're coming to play. But if you come to New York, you're coming to play at a place where you could be a legacy, and this will be your legacy. So, think about that and what your legacy would be. Come here and make it happen.
Mr. Monroe, I've never had the opportunity in my lifetime to see the Knicks win an NBA championship, but I was there when Coach K just happened to be playing a college basketball game where he set the all-time win record at the college level. I was there when Linsanity happened as an NBA reporter. So I've had a little bit of a taste of what it feels like at the Garden when that level of basketball is played. You're the last guy, or you're one of the last guys on that team to last have that confetti fall for the Knicks as NBA champions. When it happens, when the Knicks win another NBA championship, what do you think that's going to feel like in that building, for that city, for the game itself?
Well, I think, first of all, when you think in terms of championship in New York's basketball, you got to think in terms of what it's going to do to the city. This city is going to be turned upside down. When you think about basketball, this is a city sport, and this is what the basketball here is in New York is all about. And they've been, with this team, in down times, and certainly if this team gets to stand on its feet and waves its flag, I'm quite sure, it's going to be upside down there as well.
I just selfishly, I want it. I want to be a part of it, and we'll see what happens at the draft lottery. We'll see which way that goes, but the consensus #1 overall pick is Zion Williamson out of Duke. The Knicks are certainly a team that have a real chance to land that pick. What do you then make of Zion, his game, and how you think it might translate at the next level wherever he's playing?
Well, I really like him. I mean, obviously, I mean, his talent is, off the charts. I think him coming to a place like, if it was to happen to New York, it would be tremendous. Um, I haven't seen anyone play like him in a long time. Maybe Charles Barkley is a type of player, but this guy, he gets off the floor, really quickly. And not only one time, but 2 or 3 times. He's got great hands. He's got a great IQ for the game. So his game can't get anything but better. And once that gets meshed up with another superstar or two, I think we're going to really have something in New York here.
It's really exciting. So the draft lottery right around the corner, and it will have a huge impact on the fate of many franchises and the future of the game. And Budweiser, the king of beers, is working with the Knicks, working with you to do some really cool things for Knicks fans, for NBA fans. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, they've got a ping pong draft, so to speak. The Knicks have a 14% chance of winning this lottery, and they've given the people here in New York a 14% chance of winning. And what it boils down to is that with the ping pong balls that they have some red ones in there. If they can pull the lever and get a red ball that falls for them, then everybody will be able to get, or they'll be able to get a Budweiser. And I think that for the first time now, the fans have more to look for than just the lottery.
There's almost nothing better in life than free beer. Last question for you, Mr. Monroe, before we let you go. We're still waiting on word on what's wrong with Kevin Durant, how much time he's going to miss. But if he does miss the remainder of the postseason, for you, do you think the Warriors are still the favorite, or would you take the field if KD is not going to be available the next month?
I take the field at that point. I don't think that they could conceivably win this thing without him. He's such an integral part of their game. As a matter of fact, I mean, he's the reason why they're really up, because when he comes out to play, he comes out and he sets the tone. They've been winning, and I think it's going to be tough to duplicate that with someone else.
Earl Monroe, appreciate you. Appreciate Budweiser. And I was told to tell you, there's a couple guys here. I'm in Los Angeles from New York who said to make sure I told you on the interview here on CBS Sports HQ that Earl the Pro Monroe fans are still out there. They love you, and so they send their shout out for the West Coast. Thank you for making time.
All right, thank you. Thank to them too.